Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
We welcome you back. It's the Cowboys and the Rams. Both teams come in at 1-1 over the first 2 weeks. Jeff Fisher in his second season as Rams head coach beat Arizona week 1. 7-point loss in Atlanta last Sunday. Jason Garrett's Cowboys. 5-point win over the Giants. 1-point defeat in Kansas City.
The inability to string back-to-back victories together, one of the big topics of conversation in Dallas. They've been 8-8 the last 2 years. Automatically, with that loss to Kansas City, everybody in Dallas thinking, well, here we go again. 1-1 on our way to 8-8 again.
Well, the Rams have won the toss and will receive. That is Benny Cunningham awaiting Dan Bailey's kick, and we are underway here in Arlington. Rams will start from their own 20-yard line as Sam Bradford, in his 4th season out of Oklahoma, former Heisman Trophy winner, leads the Rams offense onto the field. And off to a good start. I think the benefit of having the opportunity to spend 2 consecutive years in the same offense with Brian Schottenheimer. So I think he's just going to continue to progress and grow as a quarterback. Rams start with the rookie wideout Tavon Austin in the backfield. And the give is to Austin on first down, and he gains 3 out to the 23-yard line. Jason Hatcher made the tackle.
Take a look at the St. Louis Rams offense. It's kind of a juxtaposition. Here's your veteran offensive line, have not given up a sack now in 4 consecutive games. Strong up front. And here's your young guys. And there's going to be some growing pains. There will be some bad landmarks on pass routes, maybe some missed hot reads on the outside. They will grow together and progress as the season continues. Darrell Richardson in the backfield, questionable all week long, as Bradford's pass could not be handled by Austin Pettis. 3rd down and 7 upcoming. And Tony talked about this at the top. I want you to watch the hustle of this group. Even these guys up front, George Selvey gets the start. Anthony Spencer is inactive today. They are going to be flying to the football. It is what Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli preach. If you're going to take the ball away, we got to have players flying to that football every snap. Rookie J.J. Wilcox makes his first start at strong safety for the Cowboys. Bradford on 3rd down and 7. And the Rams go 3 and out. Forced to punt it away as Jared Cook took the hard hit from Barry Church. There is a flag. We got a little twist on the left side. Jason Hatcher comes upfield. The defensive end rolls inside, flushes Sam Bradford out of the pocket. George Selvey.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Illegal motion, number 89, offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So the Rams, who committed the most penalties in the league last season, penalty is declined, so the Rams will punt it away. There's Wayne Harris. Donnie Hecker back at his 10-yard line. Taken at the 32, and then Harris lost the football. And it looks like the Rams have recovered. They have.
And a big missed opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys. On that punt, you saw the gunner cross formation. That means they want to directionally kick to their right and pin Dwayne Harris to the side. This ball drifts more to the middle of the field. The Rams were in a tough spot right now from a coverage standpoint until Dwayne Harris puts the ball on the ground.
Harris, the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. 2 weeks ago, it's Will Witherspoon, veteran linebacker, who recovers it for the Rams. First and 10 from the Cowboys' 34-yard line. This is Benny Cunningham. And he gains 3. 2nd down and 7.
Now, from an alignment position, DeMarcus Ware is your right defensive end. That means he should be going against Jake Long. Well, we're already seeing the shift. DeMarcus Ware lines up to the left side that time, right against Joe Barksdale, making his first start at right tackle today.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that also. When you have a guy like DeMarcus Ware that can just dominate a player, you got to move him around and try to go and put him on players that aren't at his caliber.
Barksdale starting for the injured Roger Saffold. Empty backfield, second down. This is Austin, but he's met immediately by the right corner, Morris Claiborne.
They are playing fast out here, this Dallas defense. Impressed with their speed to the ball.
Yeah, bringing that fifth guy on the blitz.
Yeah,
right here on the outside.
Yep. Great reaction by Morris Claiborne on the outside.
You can feel the tempo down here, Darryl, how fast they're playing and forcing Sam Bradford to get that ball out quick.
The Claiborne Goose playing with the bad shoulder. Now third down and 8. Empty backfield. Bradford on third down, wrapped up, sacked for the first time in 5 games. Orlando Scandrick.
Some really nice blitz designs right now, Tony. This is nice with Orlando Scandrick coming off the outside. He's going to come from this side right here. Then I want you to watch Sean Lee 50. He comes out, picks up Jared Cook in coverage. As soon as Sam Bradford sets his feet and goes to look downfield, he's got an unblocked Orlando Scandrick right in his face.
One thing he has to pick up, Darryl, is the tackles on that particular play were lined up really wide in the 3 gaps. That's got to be a red flag for that offensive line, that some pressure's coming right up the middle.
So Jeff Fisher elects to punt instead of attempting a 57-yard field goal, and Greg Zuerlein certainly has the leg. It's a fake. Hecker was 3 for 3 last season, but his pass is incomplete, intended for Stedman Bailey.
Looks like they were ready for that one, huh, Darryl?
Well, when you play Jeff Fisher, you have to be ready for gadgets in special teams, especially by field position. And obviously, Dallas was alerted. He's not open. He's known as Greg the Leg, but he's got a heck of an arm as well.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Dallas Cowboys go to work from their own 38-yard line. Tony Romo out of the shotgun, handing it off to DeMarco Murray. Murray across midfield, picks up a first down into Rams territory. 14 yards for Murray.
And again, when you line up in that pistol formation, it allows you to do everything with the running game. And I don't think we're going to see Tony Romo doing any read-keep option here for the Dallas Cowboys. But it allows Jason Garrett to do anything he wants in his running game. And actually, with protection, it gives you an advantage in pass protection because your back is not offset.
Now Romo from under center from the 47-yard line. Cowboys running on their first 2 plays against the Rams. And it's Murray who picks up 7 more yards. So 21 yards on his first 2 carries today for DeMarco Murray.
And the talk all week in Dallas was about striking a balance, you know, with this offense. And, you know, when you've got a new group up front, you're looking at guard, center, guard, it's going to be hard for you to run the ball from time to time. You've got these playmakers on the outside. When you get favorable matchups, you have to take advantage of those.
Witten shifts into the backfield, second down and 3 off the fake to Murray. Wide open, Jason Witten. Another Cowboys first down. Forced out of bounds by Cortland Finnegan at the 30-yard line. 10 yards for Witten.
When we talked to Jason Garrett, we talked to him about the good things, the bad things for the first 2 weeks of the season. And one of the things he wanted to see his team improve on was their tempo, their efficiency offensively. This has been a really nice opening drive, mixing run and pass, quick tempo.
Cowboys have scored on their opening possession in each of the first 2 weeks, a pair of field goals. Romo leading the league in completion percentage over the first 2 games. From the shotgun, had some trouble with the snap, the pitch to Murray. DeMarco Murray set a franchise record the last time he faced the Rams 2 seasons ago, and he rushed for 253 yards.
Yeah, and they're lucky right here that they didn't have a bad play because Tony Romo mishandles his snap a little bit, and it's a quick pitch out to the left. Good hesitation by DeMarco Murray to make sure this gets there clean. You can see he's watching Tony the whole time. He recognizes the fact that he had a little bit of trouble with the snap and didn't get out of position on that quick pitch.
Yeah, nice job of keeping his eyes on the ball on that one.
Snap from the rookie center out of Wisconsin, Travis Frederick. 2nd down and 8.
Elevate. Kill. 55. 55. 180.
Heard Romo kill the initial play call. And now he throws. Romo hit as he got rid of the football. There is a flag. Terrence Williams, the intended receiver, Tremaine Johnson on the coverage.
Pass interference, number 22, defense, automatic, 1st down.
Very close coverage on the outside by Tremaine Johnson. There they are down at the bottom of your screen. Great jump on the ball. It was such a good jump that he was on the receiver so quickly that he made contact. But let's go back and check out the contact. Michael Brockers getting to Tony Romo. Now remember, he's carrying those sore ribs from week 1 versus the New York Giants.
From the 22, delayed handoff, it's Murray. And Murray cuts inside the 15, inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. 13 more yards on the ground for DeMarco Murray.
Man, when you look at the defense right there, that's the Rams were playing only 6 guys in the box. Great play call right here. See the 4 down linemen right there. One linebacker was pretty deep. He came out of the box. Nice job by Murray staying behind his offensive lineman and getting downfield to get that 1st down.
And that's the matchup, Tony. If you're going to play 6 men in the box, it's going to be an opportunity with 6 blockers up front to run the football.
Murray 4 carries, 36 yards. 1st and goal from the 8. Austin in the slot, 3 wide receiver set. This is Murray as the Cowboys keep it on the ground. And he's tackled by Jenkins inside the 3.
And that was a good play because on that one, the 7th defender is dropping into the box early. So now you're +1 from your defensive standpoint. Dallas runs the ball directly into that unblocked man and makes the adjustment for a nice running lane.
Cowboys have already rushed for more yards than the entire game last week in Kansas City.
It was definitely an emphasis coming into this game.
Second and goal from the 3. Another delayed handoff. Murray spins down to the 2-yard line. T.J. McDonald made the tackle, so it will be 3rd and goal for Dallas as Murray lost his helmet.
And we're going to show you, why they're having success in the running game. The way they're playing on the outside really determines what you can do when you want to run the football. And the one thing that Jason Garrett said he did not do a good job of last week is when Kansas City finally transitioned and stopped covering Des Bryant one-on-one, he said that was the opportunity for us to come back and run the football. And he took the blame for not adjusting quickly and not letting his offense come off the ball in the run game.
2 tight ends. 3rd and goal from the 2. Romo to the end zone, touchdown, Des Bryant.
Well, we got Cortland Finnegan on the ground at the end of this, so let's take a look and see if he runs his routes like another 88. There's some contact there at the top of the route. Cortland Finnegan on the ground. Des Bryant got away with a shove there for the touchdown.
You got a flag down, but it's on the other side of the field.
After the score, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 88 of the scoring team for a throat slash. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The touchdown is good.
It's a game of emotion, but you have to be able to balance your emotions, know the rules. Don't put your team in a tough situation with a silly penalty.
Haley connects on the extra point. 2nd touchdown of the season for Bryant, but can't do that.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
We'll take a look at that touchdown pass to Des Bryant. Physical play on the outside. It's the extension of the arms to create separation, and you can see Des extend his arms from the backside. That's where you get the call. That's what Jeff Fisher was trying to explain to the officials.
So the Cowboys strike first, lead 7-0. Cunningham from the 5. Getting Cunningham out to the 31-yard line. Edgar Jones, the tackle on special teams. There is a flag.
During the return, holding number 50 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down, St. Louis. Timeout.
We had these guys last week, Kenny. So many penalties on special teams causing bad field position.
Today's game is sponsored by the 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost. By KFC, the official sponsor of Couchgating. KFC plus football equals Couchgating. And by Gatorade. Gatorade knows it all begins within. Win from within.
Welcome back. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Cowboys leading the Rams 7-0. Following the penalty on the return. Rams start from their own 20-yard line. Bradford complete to Austin. Rams still looking for their first down. And Darryl, a very good opening drive for the Cowboys. 5 first downs and a score.
Well, we talked about striking balance, but really dictated by what St. Louis was going to do defensively. They're not going to play Des Bryant one-on-one all game. They played a lot with Julio Jones last week. When they choose to do that, that means they've weakened themselves somewhere else. Now the running game becomes a viable option. St. Louis, we talked about them with balance. Missed a great opportunity on the muff punt by Dwayne Harris. Let's see what they can do here. Can they get the ball down the field vertically?
Second down at 6. Off the fake to Cunningham. Bradford throws, and Bailey could not make the adjustment. Time for a game break. We check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
All right, the Redskins off to a quick start against the Lions. This certainly helps. D'Angelo Hall has it thrown right to him by Matthew Stafford. 17 yards later, Skins are up 7-0 in the first quarter. Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Thanks, Kurt. Redskins looking for their first win of the season. Third down at 6 for St. Louis. They must get to the 30. Bradford on third down, taken down for the second time in this first quarter. It is DeMarcus Ware.
Remember now, this is an offensive line that has not given up a sack in 4 games coming into this afternoon. And they've given up 2 here in the first quarter. You think of DeMarcus Ware as a speed guy, but he is strong too. When you have to account for speed, you can drop in and just push your player back. Jake Long got caught with his weight on his heels, and DeMarcus Ware took advantage of it.
And he ties Harvey Martin for the all-time Cowboys record, 114 sacks. Cowboys have kept the sack numbers before the statistic became official. Harris this time hangs on to the football, so good starting field position following the sack by Ware. 7-0 Cowboys. First quarter here at Arlington. Cowboys lead the Rams 7-0. Tim Walton, Rams defensive coordinator. Cowboys start from their 41-yard line. Scored a touchdown on their opening drive. Here's Murray. Found a hole. Picks up a first down and more. DeMarco Murray inside the 30 and finally steps out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Murray picks up 36.
I've been impressed with his patience through the hole and then his explosion out. Just a little inside handoff. He's under control right there, and he's able to make that cutback because he's not pressed too far up inside. I know he's going to be mad at himself out on the outside. Terrence Williams is in front of Janoris Jenkins, and DeMarco doesn't do a good job of setting it up and taking advantage of it.
Fourth first down picked up by Murray in this first quarter. Now Murray down to the 21.
It's amazing, as good as this Dallas team is to running the ball, on that long play with Murray, they only had 6 guys in the box, Darryl. It's like you're almost saying, nah, come and get me, come and get me. And that's exactly what the Dallas Cowboys run game is doing. It's getting them.
Well, it's the ability for an offense to dictate. If you're going to take away Des Bryant and Miles Austin outside with your coverage and you're going to leave a light box up front, we're going to run the ball. Now, Dallas has not been successful. The success they're having this afternoon is going to force St. Louis out of this style of defense soon.
Now Lance Dunbar in the backfield. Brian Waters in at right guard as part of a rotation. And Romo's pass that time well behind the intended receiver, Austin.
Now Will Witherspoon inside quickly against Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith, a very good young left tackle. Will Witherspoon beat him to the inside very quickly on that rush.
Down at 8. Murray checks back in. 3 wide receivers. Austin in the slot. Cowboys must get to the 13. As Romo throws, Witten first down. Jason Witten second catch today for the Rams 6. A 15-yard reception.
And Alec Ogletree has gotten off to a nice start in his NFL career, but he's going up against one of the best all-time tight ends. He's behind him immediately, and that's a no-win situation because you can see the subtle wiggles that Jason Witten has in his route running, and you get a guy leaning the wrong way, and then you break the other way. You create a tremendous amount of separation.
Cowboys over 100 yards of offense. First and goal from the Rams 6. Here's Murray. And he's cut down. Nice tackle made by Janoris Jenkins. Murray down inside the 2.
And I like that play call right there. Tony Romo stayed with a running play. He had Des Bryant out to his left, one-on-one, very similar to what they had when they had the touchdown on the last drive. He stays with the run. The run has been successful this afternoon. Over 2-1 run to pass right now for the Dallas Cowboys.
Outside again, one-on-one with Finnegan.
Here comes some help.
And off to Murray. And he is tackled after a gain of 1 by Kendall Langford. So the Cowboys, who scored on 3rd and goal on their first possession, facing 3rd down and goal from just outside the 1. Romo on 3rd and goal to the end zone. Incomplete. Gavin Escobar, the rookie out of San Diego State, 2nd round pick, could not make the catch and come down in bounds.
Nice job competing right here by both players, Gavin Escobar, TJ McDonald. They're trying to get that matchup based on size.
Escobar at 6'6". 4-inch height advantage on McDonald. Here is Bailey, a 19-yard attempt from the right hash. Dan Bailey has now connected on 21 in a row. Now the Cowboys score their first 2 possessions, now lead 10-0. Cowboys recommit to the run. Terrific first quarter for DeMarco Murray. He's got 86 yards on the ground. Cowboys drive 8 plays. 58 yards, extend to a 10-point lead. And Cunningham back deep for St. Louis. He will take it out after a brief hesitation. And it's stopped shy of the 20 by Kyle Bosworth. Well, today on Fox, series premiere of Being Mike Tyson. The show critics are calling brutally honest. Premieres today following football on Fox. New episodes Tuesday on Fox Sports 1. Find Fox Sports 1 on your provider. Go to foxsports1.com. Not much for the Rams offensively so far today. They've run 10 plays, have not picked up a first down. Start from the 18-yard line. There is a flag as Richardson takes it out to the 21, gain of 3.
Holding, number 62, offense. 10-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's the right guard, Harvey Dahl.
Last week against Atlanta, Kenny, they jumped into a hurry-up offense once they got behind. And, you know, I don't know if it's maybe not time to do it right now. I mean, you're down 10, and I know that it's something you don't want to get in the habit of having to force your hurry-up style offense, you know, too early in the game. Brian Schottenheimer wants to stay with the plan that he has, but right now, you know, not a lot of success doing anything these first few possessions for the Rams.
Cunningham in the backfield. We have not seen much of Richardson, who was questionable during the week. Worked out for the game. Marcus Ware wraps up Benny Cunningham.
Now this Dallas front is really, really controlling the line of scrimmage. The defensive line occupying guys, and then Sean Lee, tremendous vision. DeMarcus Ware down the line of scrimmage.
If there's one guy you want to block, Darryl, I think it would be DeMarcus Ware. No, you can't just leave that guy go and stand and open. No one touching him there. He's going to make every play if that happens.
Bradford from the shotgun. Second down and 18. This is Tavon Austin. And Austin is tackled at the 17-yard line as Sean Lee brings him down along with Nick Hayden. Time for another game break. Here's Kurt.
59-yard drive by the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton ran for 40 on it, but it was Mike Tolbert with a 2-yard touchdown on 4th down to put them up 7-0 over the Giants. Carolina getting back to the running game. Kenny Moose and Goose.
And Kurt, we mentioned the Redskins in danger of dropping to 0-3. Giants in the same situation. 3rd down and 11 for the Rams. Rams must get to the 28. As Bradford's pass was tipped, he was looking for Cunningham, and the Rams once again forced to punt.
If they're not getting there to force Sam Bradford out of the pocket, they're elevating and making plays on the ball, tipping it.
Squeezing that pocket. That's what the defensive line is doing right now. Only rushing 4 guys and getting very, very good pressure with only 4.
I'm really surprised that Dallas's defensive line rushing 4 is handling this offensive line like that.
Ecker hesitated and now punts it away, end over end. This is Cole Beasley. Wayne Harris went to the locker room for x-rays of a hip injury. There is a flag as Beasley is tackled at the 43.
During the return, holding, number 39, return team. 10-yard penalty. First down, Dallas. That's the end of the first quarter.
Terrific first quarter for the Cowboys. Touchdown on their first possession, then a field goal. Dallas leads St. Louis by 10. Dallas Cowboys will start from their own 33-yard line, leading the St. Louis Rams 10-0 as we begin quarter number 2. Marco Murray, 86 yards on the ground in the first quarter, and he takes it out to the 36 for a pickup of 3.
And this is really the play calling of Bill Callahan right now. This is his first year calling plays for the Dallas Cowboys on offense, and he talked to us about matchups on the outside. And last week against Kansas City, you forget about it, but Des Bryant has the offensive pass interference and the big drop, or he's well over 200 yards. He said, how do I get away from that? Now, what they do defensively will dictate how we're going to attack offensively today. They're going to make sure that Des Bryant is not the game breaker.
On 2nd and 6, again, it is Murray. Tries to turn the corner. Not much.
And the impressive thing in what Dallas is doing today is look how long it's been since they've had a 100-yard rusher. You're going back all the way to week 1 last season against the New York Giants. That's a tremendous drought. And for them to come out here today and establish the run as effectively as they're doing, because it's hard. You've got to have everybody in sync. 12 for 90 yards for DeMarco Murray up to this point.
Cowboys 2 for 3 today on 3rd down. They must get to the 43. Romo fires complete for a first down. Miles Austin into Rams territory. Jenkins makes the tackle. Austin needed 6. He gains 14.
Well, he needs 6, and I don't understand why Janoris Jenkins is this far off the ball when it's just 6. Now, you would expect him to be moving forward at that point. He's still bailing with that much of a cushion. That's just an easy pitch and catch for Tony Romo and Miles Austin.
New set of downs for the Cowboys, who have scored on their first 2 possessions. Rams still without the first down. From the 49, it's Murray. Murray, the 44-yard line. McDonald forces him out.
The big thing I'm seeing today in the running game for Dallas is movement at the point of attack. Last week against Kansas City, even though they didn't run it a lot, when they did, there was not a lot of movement at the point of attack. Today, DeMarco Murray is able to press the hole and stay on track. We've seen a couple nice cutbacks, but for the majority of the time, Jason Witten on that last play, very, very strong at the point of attack versus Chris Long.
2nd down and 6. Witten shifts into the backfield. Romo to the outside, it's Murray. And Murray picks up another Cowboys first down to the Rams' 29-yard line.
That offensive line for the Cowboys, I'll tell you what, they're doing a really good job of giving Tony Romo plenty of time to sit in that pocket and just pick away at that secondary. Murray comes out of the backfield, wide open. I mean, he has a great pace right now, Tony Romo in that pocket, not being forced to make any bad decisions.
Over 100 total yards for Murray, picked up 15 on that last play. Romo, 5 completions. He's hit 4 different receivers. Lance Dunbar in the backfield. This is Cole Beasley. And Beasley is wrapped up by the rookie out of Georgia, Alec Ogletree, at the 21-yard line. Rodney McLeod slow to get up, the Rams' free safety. William Hayes as well.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Windows Phone. Meet the new Windows Phone, the smartphone reinvented around you. By Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. And by the U.S. Postal Service.
Downtown Dallas, Convention Center area, with the Cowboys leading the Rams 10-0. 2 Rams injured on that last play. McLeod was able to get up under his own power, but William Hayes tended to on the sidelines. 2nd down and 3. Off the play fake, Romo with time, and Murray again wide open. DeMarco Murray picks up yet another Dallas first down for the Rams 11.
This is outstanding protection. Now, this is an all-out sell on a play-action pass. There's only going to be 2 route runners, 84 James Hanna, 88 Des Bryant. But Tony Romo has so much time that he's able to find DeMarco Murray, who he does the play fake to, out in the flat.
Cowboys inside the red zone on each of their first 3 possessions. Already have a touchdown and a field goal. 1st and 10 from the St. Louis 11. 3 wide receiver set, Austin in the slot. On first down, the handoff to Murray. And Murray gains a couple down to the Rams' 9-yard line.
In a situation like this, Darryl, I'm looking at the safeties and the corners and seeing what they're doing. If they're biting on that play action, or if they're coming up too early on that run. That's exactly what happens to a team, is they bite on that early, and all of a sudden the play action comes in, and they find themselves, uh-oh, the receivers buy him, and then big play comes.
Yep. Do your job, right? Not somebody else's.
Exactly. Especially when it's going like this for the Rams.
Romo on 2nd and 8. He fires, and the catch is made by Austin, who is wrestled down by Cortland Finnegan. And Austin will be marked down at the 2-yard line.
There's Des Bryant. Looks like one-on-one, but you've got safety help coming in. You see right there as the safety comes into the screen. So what do? You go to the other side. Find your true one-on-one. Miles Austin versus Cortland Finnegan.
So it is now 3rd and short. And the Cowboys use a timeout.
First charge timeout, Dallas.
Well, Jason Garrett talked to us about offensive rhythm, one of the areas that he really wanted to see some improvement, and he's got to be very, very happy up until this point. The offense doing a nice job taking advantage of what St. Louis is giving to him. Tony talked about the light box. You're worried about Miles Austin and Des Bryant, Jason Witten on the outside. And all of a sudden that creates an opportunity to run the football. And for a team that has struggled through the first 2 weeks, Bill Callahan has got them into this rhythm, and they are doing a nice job of blocking for DeMarco Murray. It's just been dominant here through the first quarter.
Wow. Cowboys coming into the game led the league in time of possession. Huge advantage so far today. 10th play of the drive for Dallas. 3rd and short. Murray. Murray is in for a touchdown. Rams thought they kept him out of the end zone, but Murray on the extension, and the Cowboys now lead 16-0.
T.J. McDonald does an outstanding job. I thought this was going to be a walk-in. He sheds the block and just explodes.
Able to reach for the pylon. And remember, all scoring plays are reviewed. It was ruled a touchdown on the field. McDonald lost his helmet. And there is Murray connecting with that pylon.
The heck of a finish by DeMarco Murray. I didn't think he was going to be able to get into the end zone. Very heads up and reaching for that pylon.
Ball on the field has been confirmed. Cowboys lead 17-0. First touchdown of the season for DeMarco Murray. He has 98 yards on the ground. Romo perfect on the 10-play drive. How about this, Darryl? The Cowboys have more scores in the game than the Rams have total yards. 2 yards on offense for St. Louis.
And I'm very, very surprised. We had them last week against Atlanta. We watched them in week 1 against Arizona. You have to credit the Dallas defense right now.
Rams still looking for their first down. Well, after last week's stunning showdown, the tension between Team Rousey and Team Tate spills over into the locker room. Don't miss an all-new episode of The Ultimate Fighter. It's this Wednesday on Fox Sports 1. Rousey and Tate. To find Fox Sports 1 at your provider, go to foxsports1.com.
Hey, Darryl, I wonder if next week we're going to hear, do the Dallas Cowboys have to be more balanced and throw the ball more?
Well, look at the Rams' first 4 possessions, Goose. They're trying to get a first down no matter how you draw it up, as Bradford takes a hard hit from Scandrick. Isaiah Peed makes the catch, and he picks up the first Rams first down. And I mentioned Scandrick with the pressure on Bradford, who's slow to get up.
Yeah, a lot of credit to Sam Bradford right there. You got to have courage in the pocket. Again, Orlando Scandrick unblocked on the screen, and as soon as he turns around, he is right in his face.
As Kellen Clemens puts his helmet on, the Rams backup quarterback listening to the calls on the helmet radio. He picked up 14. And now the handoff. Feed out to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, a little Hatcher and Dahl going at it a little bit inside there. Dahl did a nice job of squaring him up on the block right here. Just staying on, and Hatcher didn't want to hear nothing about that.
He's
got to be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful now.
That's about as close as you can get to that line without getting a flag.
Second down and 6. Hendrick shifts. Bradford fakes the handoff to Peed. And then he throws it away, looking to set up the screen. It was in the vicinity of Peed, so third down and 6 upcoming for the Rams.
The Cowboys bring so much pressure as a defensive line. They just squeeze everything up right there. The lineman can't get out. The receiver, the backfield can't get out, and there's nowhere for Sam Bradford to go. He's frustrated right back there right
now. He's been sacked twice and not been sacked first 2 games this season or the last 2 games a season ago. Third down and 6. Rams must get to the 44 for a first down. As Bradford is taken down for the 3rd time today, it's the former Ram draft pick George Selvey with the 3rd Dallas sack.
George Selvey coming from the outside, working against Joe Barksdale, making his first start out there at right tackle. It's a game. He passes it inside. And it's that edge pressure that forces Sam Bradford to step up, and George Selvey's able to come off for the sack.
Here's Hecker punting for the 4th time, and that does not include the fake. Beasley falls for the fair catch at the 21-yard line. All Cowboys as Selvey celebrates his sack, 2nd of the year.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Check out the all-new Chevy Silverado at the Silverado versus All event.
We talked about Joe Barksdale getting his first start at right tackle, but it's not Joe Barksdale. That offensive line is over there trying to get things sorted out. Remember, DeMarcus Ware versus Jake Long? That was Harvey Dahl on the game being passed inside and Orlando Scandrick on the blitz. So a unit that was very impressive the first 2 weeks of the season, out of sorts this afternoon.
They had been the only team that did not allow a sack over the first 2 weeks. Cowboys start from the 21 as Romo hands it off to Lance Dunbar. And Dunbar gains a yard out to the 22. James Laurinaitis made the tackle.
They just got to get something positive. This defense has to step up and make a stop here.
There's Murray. He's gained 98 yards on the ground. Cowboys go to an empty backfield, 2nd down and 9. They have scored on each of their first 3 possessions, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Romo on 2nd down, complete to Bryant. And Bryant close to a first down as we check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
Well, Tom Brady hooking up with one of his rookie receivers, Kimbrell Tompkins, undrafted out of Cincinnati, gets his first NFL touchdown and put the Patriots on top of the Bucs 7-3 midway through the 2nd quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Patriots and Bucs went at it week 2 of the preseason. Doing it again week 3 of the regular season. Head coaches very close with one another, Bill Belichick and Greg Schiano. Bryant did pick up the first down. DeMarco Murray back in the game. 1st and 10 from the 31. As Romo goes down, he is sacked for the first time today. It's Kendall Langford.
Well, on the last play, they dropped one of the defensive linemen. Take a look here. Now they're rushing 4 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're bringing the heat. Watch the pressure that they get, and then watch Tony Romo. Tony Romo right now is feeling it downfield. You can see how he had a little bit of a pump fake, but then all of a sudden, he just went and tucked the ball, knew that he was going to go and take a sack. That's the pressure that they need to go and bring more often.
First sack of the season for Langford. Now remember, William Hayes, another Rams defensive end, injured earlier, was back on the field and then limped off again following that last play. Second down and 17. Ball's down, comes loose. Off the handoff to Murray. Officials will try and get to the bottom of the pile.
Man, Murray never even had the ball in his hands. That ball was knocked out on the ground.
Yeah, we talk about Robert Quinn as an edge pass rusher. We saw him last week against Atlanta. He's a very good run defender as well. Somebody down at the bottom of that pile got the ball back for the Cowboys.
Looks like it was Murray.
He did have a hold.
It is very loose, very loose.
Yeah. That ball's got to be tough. Darryl, you know that. That ball's got to be tight to the body when coming through that line of scrimmage. All those big paws from the defensive lineman up there.
Yeah, now, Jason Garrett benched DeMarco Murray in the preseason for a fumble inside the 10-yard line to send a message to his team about how important ball security is. But see what he does in the regular season. DeMarco Murray's still in there.
Only got 3 defensive linemen down on the line of scrimmage.
We're down at 19. Romo to Wick. He is stopped 6 yards shy of the marker, so the Cowboys will set out the punting unit for the first time today. Chris Jones getting set to punt. Tavon Austin back deep for the Rams. Jones from the 25-yard line. Good kick. Taken out the 15 by Austin. There is a flag. Penalty marker down as Austin across his midfield, down the sideline. Austin still on his feet, and he is in. But there are 2 flags down. 84-yard return.
He realized that when he got to the end zone, he'd look back and saw the flags down.
And the injured Cowboy goose who we saw a second ago is Kyle Wilbur.
Well, it was an issue last week, special teams penalties for the St. Louis Rams that impacted their field position. It could cost them a touchdown return here. In situations like this, you get a lot of peel back blocks when you're in pursuit on returns.
So Austin, the rookie out of West Virginia, took it 84 yards, but we will await the call from referee Carl Jeffers as the Cowboys medical staff tends to second-year defensive lineman Kyle Wilbur.
'51 is Kyle Wilbur. There's your block in the back, probably on Will Witherspoon. And TJ McDonald coming in, and that's what happens on these returns. I mean, you're focused on the ball carrier. You can't be worried about who's coming in to hit you. And TJ McDonald, a legal hit into the chest with his shoulder.
There are multiple fouls by the return team on the play. Personal foul, blindside block, number 25 return team. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 42 return team. That penalty is accepted. First down.
So TJ McDonald coming back to his own end zone, facing his own end zone, becomes that peel back block. And again, special teams penalties just really a problem for the St. Louis Rams.
Who are those guys on the concourse here at the stadium? It's the Cowboys team photo day yesterday.
What a great venue to have your picture taken as a team.
Yeah, them jerseys right there, you see them on the guys, how big the guys are and how tight the jerseys are. And that's without having the shoulder pads on them also. Just imagine how tight they are when you put them pads underneath. That's why some of us look a little bigger than we usually are, right, Darryl? Like myself.
And you saw the photo over the left shoulder of Jerry Jones, son Steven on his right. Magnificent building. What an atmosphere. Cowboys lead 17-0. On the end around, it's Chris Gibbons. Nowhere to go. Faced out of bounds by DeMarcus Ware.
Well, yeah, Jason Garrett calls it the relentless spirit of this defense, and I think that play right there defines what he means by relentless spirit. And Tony touched on it, the hustle, the effort that these guys have. I mean, that's a play that's going all the way to that way. Then it's going to turn around and come back this way, and every defender on Dallas is running to the ball, playing great team defense.
Loss of 4 on the play for the Texas native Gibbons. Now second down and 14. From the 8-yard line. Bradford able to get rid of it. This is Pede. And you talk about this Cowboys defense. Monty Kiffin brought in as coordinator. Rod Marinelli. They worked together, of course, in Tampa. Won a Super Bowl back in January of 2003. Now, Jason Garrett was towards the end of his career. There's Monty Kiffin on the right. In 2004, Buccaneers needed a third-string quarterback. Jason Garrett signed with Tampa Bay. He said, I knew I would become a coach. I just wanted to talk to Monty and Rod and pick their brains after practice.
Yeah, what made you decide to go to Tampa Bay? I knew I'd get some great information from 2 very, very good defensive minds.
And here they are on Jason's staff 9 years later. Third down and 6. Rams get the snap away prior to the 2-minute warning. And now Bradford throws. And the pass is incomplete. Big hit made by Barry Church on Austin Pettis.
A really nice timing by Barry Church on this play. A much better protection by the Rams up front. Sam Bradford has lots of time in the pocket. Look at that timing. I mean, perfect timing by Barry Church.
And that takes us to a 2-minute warning. Rams punt when we return. It has been a busy first half for Johnny Hecker, who will punt for the 5th time. Also attempted a pass on a fake. Fell incomplete. The Rams with 1 first down, 17 yards on offense. Cowboys have 17 points.
Now, I mistakenly called him Greg the Leg on that pass play. That'd be his partner in crime in the kicking game, Greg Zuerlein.
Yes.
I still was impressed with the arm.
He was perfect last year, 3 for 3. Good kick, Beasley up the sidelines. Nice return by Cole Beasley, filling in for the injured Dwayne Harris. So, the minute 45 remaining in the first half. Here is what's coming up during the Visa halftime report. Kurt.
Halftime, those guys will fill those seats as we talk about a busy week 3 already, including Ed Reed going back to Baltimore, AP trying to lead the Vikings to their first win of the season, and Rivers already flowing for San Diego. It's on the Visa halftime.
Kurt, we look forward to it. Heard Jimmy Johnson talking about the Cowboys on the pregame show. You saw Jimmy on the screen over the shoulder of Kurt as Romo's pass is caught by Witten. And Jimmy said the Cowboys have the best talent in the division, but sometimes suffer through the disease in Dallas, the optimistic infection.
I thought that was just a positive attitude.
Well, it's been a very positive first half for the Cowboys. Second down and 4. As Romo works to get away from Quinn, and then he dumps it off to Murray. Murray to the 47-yard line, and Cowboys again will look to line up quickly.
James Laurinaitis told us, he goes, you know what, Tony Romo doesn't get enough credit for his escapability. And there's a great example. I thought he was sacked. I don't know how he got away and got that ball through.
Romo on 3rd down and 2. And that pass is incomplete. It was intended for Miles Austin, so the Cowboys go 3 and out.
Here's what we're talking about right here. I mean, it looks like everything is collapsing down on Tony Romo. There's Robert Quinn. It looked like he had him. He's got such a sense, you know, from that blind side of knowing when pressure is coming without having to see it.
Cowboys go 3 and out for the first time today. Chris Jones, second punt. Austin back deep. He had that 84-yard return called back due to the penalties. This time he lets it go. Tough starting field position for the Rams. Huge first half for the Cowboys. DeMarco Murray.
Well, they wanted to get back to the running game, and they have done a tremendous job here in the first half. DeMarco Murray off to a great start. Excellent finish there to get the pylon.
96 yards on the ground today. His numbers over the first 2 weeks. Now the Rams have all 3 timeouts. Remember when they went to the hurry-up last week in Atlanta? It worked. They scored touchdowns on their last 3 possessions of the game.
I feel they should have jumped into this hurry-up a couple of series ago.
Bradford on first down, and the catch is made, a low throw, and it is the tight end Jared Cook. That's his first reception today. He had 7 week 1 against Arizona. Clock running. Rams, as we mentioned, have all 3 of their timeouts, but they do not elect to use one. 2nd down and 1. As Bradford is sacked for the 4th time, it is Jason Hatcher. 3rd sack of the season for Hatcher. Time winding down, and the Cowboys will take a 17-0 lead into the locker room at halftime. We now send it to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Visa Halftime Report. $17-0 Cowboys as we get set for the second half here at Arlington as Jeff Fisher gathers his troops. Now last week, Darryl, in Atlanta, we were there. Rams trailed at the half 24-3, but they went to the hurry up, the no huddle, and pulled to within a touchdown.
Well, I think they should have gone to that already. One of the things that Jeff Fisher is afraid of with the hurry up, with a quarterback like Tony Romo, is a 3 and out, and all of a sudden they're back on the field, the other offense. Well, you had really 5 of those in the first half playing the normal style of offense. So really, I think at some point you had to say, hey, we're having 3 and outs anyways. Let's jump into that hurry up and see if it sparks our offense.
Cowboys will get the ball first here in the second half. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Here's Craig the leg.
Finally.
Did not see the field in the first half, and good news for the Cowboys. They get Wayne Harris back, suffered a hip injury in the first half.
Very underrated. Very good at special teams. Heard special teams player of the week, week 1, but I think also a very good wide receiver too. So good to see him back on the field.
No opportunity for Harris. Cowboys start from the 20, Goose.
Hey, I had a chance to talk to Jeff Fisher going in. One thing he said is, we have to find a way. I got to talk to my team when we go in to get a first down. We only had 1 in the first half. It's killing us. We got to put something together. I asked him about the hurry up, like Darryl just mentioned. He said, listen, Goose, we got to do whatever we can, whether it's to hurry up, run the ball 4 times, 3 times, try to get a first down. I don't know what the answer is right now, but I'm going to find out. So look for this offense to come out sparked up after getting a little bit chewed out there at halftime.
Right, not just the offense, too. We saw him on the field, Tony. He had everybody there. That is not the way a Jeff Fisher team plays football for a half.
Cowboys start from their own 20-yard line. Murray in the backfield, 96 yards in the first half for DeMarco Murray. And he goes over 100 as he gains 5 on his first carry here in the second half.
Well, Jimmy Johnson gave you a couple of stats at the halftime show about how dominant Dallas was. If you need some more, here they are. They own the first half.
As Goose mentioned, only 1 St. Louis first down, and for the Cowboys, their first 100-yard rushing game for an individual rusher since opening week last season. Here's Murray. DeMarco Murray across midfield, still going.
We saw a run earlier in the game, and it's his patience to the hole and then his explosion through the hole. Scans the defense, watch the cuts, the jump cuts, the patience, lets everything develop. Gets that ball tucked away into the right arm. Already had 1 on the ground.
I thought he was going to go and sprint away from everybody there at the tail end. Looked like he got a little tired, Darryl.
41-yard run. Had a 36-yarder earlier. Loves playing against the Rams. From the 33, this is Lance Dunbar. And Dunbar able to gain 5 down to the 28-yard line as we take you back to October of 2011. Murray goes for 253 on the ground against the Rams, including a 91-yard touchdown run, setting a Cowboys franchise record.
Yeah, but that's a completely different team than the one we're seeing this afternoon. That's why I am so surprised with the success that this offense is creating in the running game.
Romo from the shotgun, second down and 5 on the slant. It's Bryant for a Cowboys first down, and there is a flag.
There's no foul for horse collar on the play. First down.
Yeah, I like the pickup. It's a tough rule. In my opinion, it keeps changing every year. They keep adding things to it to make sure the players stay safe.
A good job by the officials picking up the flag. Cowboys in the red zone once again from the 17-yard line. Here's Murray. Murray inside the 10. Down to the 5, another flag, however. Flag back at the 18-yard line.
Somebody got dragged down from behind.
Holding, number 64, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's on the veteran right guard, Brian Waters, 11 years in Kansas City, 1 season in New England. He's been rotating every other possession today.
There he is on the right side of the screen. Linebacker coming in. He just grabs him and pulls him down right there. Me and Darryl talk about it every week. Whenever you see a defensive lineman or a linebacker get pulled or go down to the ground, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see a flag come out. That's exactly what we saw.
Brent Ogletree Goose. Waters, a 6-time Pro Bowler with the Chiefs. Now the toss to Murray on 1st and 20. And he gets to the 24-yard line, a gain of 3. There's Ogletree, the first-round pick out of Georgia. Terrific over the first 2 weeks, leading the Rams in tackles.
He really has been impressive for a young player here in his rookie year.
Turned 22 years of age this past Wednesday. Now 2nd and 17, empty backfield for Dallas as Witherspoon comes onto the field late for the Rams on defense. And Romo fires, end zone, touchdown! Gavin Escobar. As the Cowboys may have taken advantage of Witherspoon's late arrival onto the field.
Absolutely. Alec Ogletree goes out of the lineup, and really Will Witherspoon is on the sideline. He came onto the field, came back off the field, and he's running. He's got to go all the way to the opposite side to try and pick up Gavin Escobar in coverage. I mean, here's Escobar right here. He's got to get all the way over here and be ready to take him in pass coverage. Good recognition by Tony Romo, seeing where Will Witherspoon was responsible for in coverage.
Witherspoon, the 12-year vet, caught coming on late from the sidelines. Bailey adds the extra point. First NFL touchdown for the rookie 2nd-round pick, Gavin Escobar.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Chrysler, imported from Detroit. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And by Miller Lite. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Dallas Cowboys scored on their first 3 possessions in the first half, and now they start the second half with another touchdown. Gavin Escobar, 2nd-round pick out of San Diego State, on the 24-yard TD reception from Tony Romo. We take one more look. Romo to Escobar. 18 yards in the first half for St. Louis. Their fewest since '97 against the 49ers, and then 2 years later, greatest show on turf, Rams win the Super Bowl. They had only 1 first down prior to halftime, and now they have 1 in the second half. As Bradford hits Gibbons, but he lost the football. He was stripped. And here is Sean Lee, who brings it back to the 35-yard line for the Cowboys.
There's the strip we were looking for from this defense.
It's amazing how quickly and how well they bought into Monty Kiffin and Rob Marinelli's philosophy of attacking the football.
Absolutely. Look at all the guys. He makes the reception. Look at all the guys. Conversion. Durant comes in there with the tomahawk. Hits the ball right out. Boom. That's what you do. That's what great defenses do. They attack not only the player, but the ball. Turn it over. Get off the field.
Brian Schottenheimer, we asked him, what have you talked to your guys about this week in preparation to go against Monty Kiffin's defense and the way they're taking the ball away? He goes, we've stressed great ball mechanics, catch and tuck. You could see that ball get off the body of Chris Gibbons as he got into the contact area.
Stripped by Durant, recovered by Lee. From the 35, play action. Romo rolling to his right, chased by Long. And the catch is not made by Austin. Took a hit. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Time for a game break with Joel Klatt. Joel?
All right, Kenny, it's an embarrassment of riches for Cowboys fans today because Carolina up big so far over the Giants. Brandon LaFell, touchdown right before the half. Carolina up 17-0 over the 0-2 Giants. Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Well, how about the NFC East? Every team lost last week. Giants trailed today. Redskins are losing, both in danger of dropping to 0-3. Eagles lost to Kansas City on Thursday, so Philadelphia 1-2.
Amazing. You're looking at 1-7 over the last 2 weekends for the NFC East.
Romo fires downfield. There's a flag as Austin could not make the catch in bounds. There are 2 penalty markers down.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Offside, number 31 defense, holding. Number 77 offense. Those fouls offset. Repeat 2nd down.
Cortland Finnegan and Tyron Smith. So they will replay the down. 2nd and 10 for the Cowboys following a Rams turnover. Dallas leading 24-0. Tight end Escobar in the slot. Matched up with Ogletree. Romo pointing out Finnegan. On 2nd and 10. Romo over the middle to Bryant. And Des Bryant has a Cowboys first down to the Rams 19.
One of the things you can do when you're getting different coverages to help your receiver is on your release. Look at the stack release with Des Bryant in the front and Cole Beasley behind. You're going to squat on the short guy and look at the opening for Des Bryant right there. Just a little bit of a wrinkle on the release can sometimes confuse coverage. Much easier to cover Des Bryant coming off the line of scrimmage by himself.
Again, 2 tight ends, Escobar in the slot. Cowboys in the red zone for the 4th time today. From the 19-yard line, the handoff to Murray. And DeMarco Murray gains 2 down to the St. Louis 17. Frustrating afternoon for this Rams defense. Fell behind 24-3 last week, and they've been on the field for 2/3 of this game to this point.
They've got to be tired. Their offense has just not played complimentary football for them today. So many 3 and outs. That's how you get skewed so far out of balance in time of possession.
From the 17 on 2nd and 8. Romo backpedaling now. He throws to the end zone. So 3rd down and 8 upcoming for the Cowboys, and now some extracurricular activity.
Now they had another stack release on the left side again with Des Bryant, and he was wide open coming across shallow on that play.
Carl Jeffers, the referee, had some words for Kendall Langford. He's upset. Third down and 8. Bryant split out to the right. Cowboys just got the snap away. Romo on third down. Rolling right, now throws a diving attempt by Bryant. The Cowboys will send out the field goal unit.
Little contact at the top. Watch Des Bryant when he picks his cut. Little hit right there to slow him down. No call, though.
Nice job by Chris Long running out there, getting under that little hitch route on the outside. A lot of different things they've thrown at Des Bryant during the course of the afternoon to keep his statistics down. But when you do that, you become vulnerable somewhere else, and Dallas has been able to take advantage of that with their run game.
So now Dan Bailey, who connected from 19 earlier, this will be a 35-yard attempt. Chris Jones places it down. And Bailey's kick is no good. Wide to the right. It's only his second career miss in this stadium in 42 attempts. The other, the big block by Jason Pierre-Paul in the season finale 2 years ago. Early third quarter here in Arlington. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Cowboys leading the Rams 24-0 following the missed field goal. Rams will start on their own 25-yard line. Isaiah Pete in the backfield. Rams with only 2 first downs in the game. Bradford under pressure, hit as he throws, and the catch is made. And then a nice move by Gibbons, who had the ball stripped on his last reception, and he takes it into Cowboys territory, 29 yards.
What a heck of a throw by Sam Bradford. Pressure off the edge. He has to step up, and here comes Jason Hatcher from the inside. That's a heck of a throw under duress by Sam Bradford.
Tell you what, Jason Hatcher in the middle there, boy, he's been putting pressure on Sam all day long from that 3 technique and that shade inside.
Rams in Cowboys territory for only the second time today, as Pete breaks away from Hatcher and picks up a first down to the Dallas 35-yard line. 11 for Pete. Never be without football. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL to download it now. So the Rams on this possession double their total amount of first downs in the game. They had 2 prior to this drive, now with 4.
It's right around the same time and point in the game that last week against Atlanta they finally hit the rhythm.
And would score touchdowns on 3 straight possessions. From the 35 on first down. Bradford wrapped up, and it's DeMarcus Ware once again.
You can't push him by the pile. You've got 2 guys working in together with DeMarcus Ware, and you're turning guys loose, but he's the one guy that you have to keep your eye on.
Hatcher does a nice job of getting deep right here. DeMarcus goes and realizes he's even with the quarterback and does exactly what a defense end is supposed to do, is come back up underneath. There's no reason to go by a quarterback. Come back up underneath. Those 2 guys working together are really getting the job done and collapsing the side of the offensive line.
Now, we mentioned earlier Ware had tied Harvey Martin as the Cowboys' all-time sack leader earlier. The crowd now acknowledges that Ware is alone at number 1 for 115. Tavon Austin makes the catch. Sean Lee the tackle.
You would think that the guys would be more open, you know, with all the pressure that they're getting and the guys that they're committing to get to the quarterback, as you see DeMarcus Ware becoming the new franchise leader in sacks. But when the ball comes out, there's defenders flying all over the place to the football, too.
Rams have not converted on third down today. They are 0 for 6.
We talked about it in the beginning of the game there. Effort, turnovers, and hustle. That's exactly what Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli preach.
On 3rd and 12, it's Brian Quick. Well, he stopped about 4 yards shy of the marker, and Jeff Fisher will leave his offense on the field. 4th down and 4, trailing by 24.
I like the play call. You make that decision prior to 3rd down snap. Hey, listen, we're trying to get something positive here. We're going to go for it on 4th. That's a nice 3rd down call, knowing you're going 4 downs to try and convert.
Rams empty the backfield. They must get to the 25-yard line. Bradford on 4th down. Throws, and it is picked off by J.J. Wilcox. There is a flag. So Wilcox in his first start brings it back into Rams territory, but we'll check the flag.
Man, that pressure on Sam Bradford looks like a hand right into his face. Let's take a look. There's the big push by that defensive line. Yeah, it looked like Sam Bradford caught it right in the face. Somebody's hand right into the face.
It looks like Jason Hatcher right there. You see it coming up.
Yeah. That's why he couldn't see downfield where he was throwing the ball. Oof.
I tell you, everybody talks about courage in the pocket for a quarterback. We've seen a couple great examples.
After the interception, illegal block in the back, number 42, that penalty is declined. Prior to the interception, personal foul, roughing the passer, number 97, defense. That penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Just very impressed that he has been under duress the majority of the afternoon. Dallas's defensive line, and when they add that 5th and 6th rusher, has really controlled the line of scrimmage, really gotten a lot of pressure on Sam Bradford, and he has really stood in there tough all afternoon. A great example on that last one.
He has been sacked 5 times. Jason Hatcher with the hand to the face, so the Rams now with a 1st and 10 from the Cowboys 15. Isaiah Pete. He gains 3 down to the 12-yard line. Under 6 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Cowboys led 17-0 at the half. Jeff Fisher's Rams only 18 yards of offense, 1 first down in the first half. But they are driving. Now 2nd and 7 from the Cowboys 12. Empty backfield, Pete shifts into the slot. Bradford on 2nd down. This is Pete. And Pete takes it down to the 6.
Hey, Darryl, do you see? What's amazing to me is at the end of every play, if you count the amount of Dallas Cowboy defenders around the ball, it's amazing. These guys are really flying to the ball. Great things are going to happen.
Yeah, but the other thing, Tony, I'm really concerned why St. Louis is still not kind of accelerated the pace. As efficient as Dallas's offense has been, I don't know if there's going to be enough possessions for them, even if they score here a touchdown, to get back into this at this pace.
3rd down and 1, and the slant is incomplete. Bradford was looking for Givens. And again, looks like Jeff Fisher will leave his offense out of the field on 4th down.
A lot of these inside routes are won on the release, and Orlando Scandrick does a good job there of being in a good position on that inside release by Chris Givens.
4th down and 1. Here's Pete. And Pete looks to have a first down.
Really hard to see. Now, the blue line was the line of scrimmage. That red line was the first down marker. Here they are right here. This blue line right here looks at the line of scrimmage, and that's where the first down is.
Good job pushing Jason Hatcher. As AP running behind his pads. Jason Hatcher there, but he wins the leverage battle and is able to drive him past that marker. Just barely.
That's a tight one.
By the nose of the football, Pete picks up the first. Isaiah Pete not play in the Week 1 game against Arizona, suspended for violating the league's substance abuse policy, returned last week and has been in on a good majority of the plays today. Darrell Richardson is active, but due to the toe injury, the Rams play again on Thursday night hosting the 49ers. We have not seen much of Richardson today. Well, new set of downs for St. Louis. 1st and goal from the Cowboys 5. 3 wide receivers set Pete in the backfield. Here's Pete once again. He works his way down to the 3-yard line, a gain of 2. Bruce Carter, the tackle.
Well, J.J. Wilcox getting his first start at safety today. We saw him on the interception that came back, but there again, up and run support. A nice job.
71 yards on this drive, more than double what the Rams had prior. Had the ball for 5.5 minutes.
You mentioned Wilcox, Darryl. Make sure, you said it earlier, he needs to do his job. His secondary run support.
2nd and goal. Bradford looking end zone. He throws and it's broken up by Church. Brian Quick, the intended receiver, Barry Church, getting a piece of it.
Barry Church back here as your safety, watching everything develop in front, reading the quarterback's eyes, slides right into the throwing lane. He's probably upset. You can see the look on his face that he didn't get the interception.
Now 3rd and goal from the 4. Empty backfield. Heat split wide to the left. Bradford on 3rd down to the end zone off the right hand of Quick.
And Bradford had to get that ball away quick, too. Watch him right here. I mean, it's a little short route. I mean, he had to lay it up there because he felt the pressure a little bit too early for Quick.
Now 4th and goal.
Jeff Fisher's looking to get a timeout, and he does.
So Bradford will head over for a chat. 4th and goal for the Rams when we return. Rams looking to break the shutout, now facing 4th and goal.
Yeah, but the pace on this drive, they've eaten up a lot of clock. This is the 3rd, 4th down situation on this drive, and not a real urgency with pace leading up to this point.
Bradford on 4th and goal. He throws to the end zone and a catch is made for a touchdown. Austin Pettis.
Nice job by Austin Pettis finding that little void area. He's going to end up in between the linebackers. Sean Lee gets beat quick right there. I tell you, that's a small window that Sam Bradford fit that into, and good concentration because Austin Pettis knew he was going to take a shot.
You can't say that was bad coverage by Lee. It's right where he needed to be. It's just a perfect throw by Sam Bradford, as you say there.
Yeah, those releases, it's so important on those shallow routes with the release.
Here's Greg Zuerlein for the extra point. Cowboys lead is now 17 as Bradford hits Pettis in the end zone. Rams are on the board. There's Austin Pettis, Uncle Gary, longtime Major League outfielder, now a coach with the Texas Rangers. Pettis with the touchdown, a 13-play, 75-yard drive.
Well, the crusher is the 6:15 that it took to get that touchdown. Down 24. Need points a little bit quicker than that, especially the way this Dallas offense has been controlling play all afternoon.
Now the NFL celebrating a Spanish Heritage Month. Let's listen to the last Cowboys touchdown in Spanish.
Lado izquierdo, van de derecha a izquierda, recibe su cuadrante, floca el pase, buscándole, encontrando, anotación de los vaqueros, Gavin Escobar, entrando a las diagonales, Will Witherspoon fue el más cercano.
Victor Villalba, the play-by-play announcer, his color analyst, Luis Perez, the Cowboys Spanish radio network as the NFL and all 32 teams celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Visit NFL.com/Hispanic Heritage to hear the personal stories of Hispanic players in the National Football League as Romo hands it off on first down. Another big run. First down for DeMarco Murray as we head to Los Angeles. Joel Klatt. Joel?
Well, first of all, Kenny, I don't speak Spanish, so this will not be a bilingual update, but it is Cam Newton to Brendan LaFell. LaFell's second touchdown of the day, and Carolina all over New York, 24-0. Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Muy bueno, Joel.
Guy's got an injury report real quick on Miles Austin. He's got a hamstring right now. They're taking a look at it, but he might come back. Questionable.
All right, thanks, Goose. So Terrence Williams on the field, rookie out of Baylor.
Double.
Foot wide to the right. From the 33-yard line, here is Murray again. Out to the 41. He picks up 8 and now is up to 169 for the day.
And this is the important part. We talked about balance, being able to take advantage of the matchups that are out there and doing things when you need to do them, when you have to do them. You've run the ball fantastic all day today, but can you run it now with the lead and really take time off this clock? Never too soon, though, DeMarco Murray on the previous play to start thinking about the sideline and staying in bounds.
Second down at 2. Another first down. On the hop step by Murray.
You know, Dow, you're exactly right. One thing this Rams defense has to do, they have to commit to stopping the run. Because right here, you see that clock, how it's ticking down? Right now with Murray and them being able to go and establish the run and keep it going and running, they're just going to eat the clock up. I only see 7 guys in the box for the Rams. I'm really surprised that they're not loading that box up and then bringing the pressure on Tony Romo if it does turn into a pass or he does audible off to it.
From the 45. Murray again, this time 1 yard.
You know, watching this defensive line, one thing they have to do better. They do a good job of coming off the ball, but one thing I'm not seeing from them is them being able to go and shed the block. When they go and lock up with those offensive linemen, they got to extend their arms, and they got to get rid of the block and then get onto the tackle. Right now, the Cowboys are really doing a great job. Their offensive line is sticking on their blocks and not letting them go.
52.
Witten in motion from the 46. On second down and 9. Murray. Gains 3 out to the 49-yard line. With a half minute remaining in this third quarter, and the Cowboys leading the Rams 24-7. Kendall Langford.
Looks like he's cramping up a little bit, pulling that toe back.
DeMarco Murray with a big day on the ground this afternoon, but this is not just to appease everybody around the country who's talking about balance. This was the matchup. This is the way that St. Louis decided to play against Dallas today defensively. They were not going to let Dez Bryant, Miles Austin, Jason Witten beat them in the passing game. Last week, Julio Jones, a huge day against this team. So they commit to shutting down the passing game. So there is your balance. Now, you take DeMarco Murray and you just continually pound him, try and force St. Louis out of that style of defense. They never did it. Now, the flip side to that is Dez Bryant. If he's going to be the guy that decides how teams are going to play. Week 1 against the Giants, 4 catches for 22 yards, along as 7. Stay patient and in the game. The following week against Kansas City, 9 catches, 141 yards, 53 for a long and a touchdown.
Time winding down, and the third quarter comes to an end. The teams exchange third quarter touchdowns. Romo to Escobar, and then Bradford to Pettis. We start the fourth quarter here in Arlington, Texas. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Cowboys led 17-0 at the half. It is now 24-7. DeMarco Murray, 177 yards on the ground for the Cowboys over the first 3 quarters. On 3rd and 6. Romo's pass is incomplete. He was looking for Bryant. Jermaine Johnson on the coverage. Cowboys will punt.
Well, we saw that coverage earlier, and Des Bryant has seen a number of different looks today, and he's just going to have to stay with it, know that teams are going to try and take him out of the game. Earlier down in the red zone, safety help over the top. Then we've got a bracket inside-outside with a corner and a linebacker, and very similar to the last play, Chris Long running out underneath to stop that hitch. But when you commit to stop Des outside, you leave yourself vulnerable inside for the run.
Austin lets it go, bounces into the end zone. So the Rams will start from the 20. Darryl, have you caught Jay and Dan on Fox Sports Live?
I have.
Well, you can catch him on the postgame show following the game today, and then again tonight at 11 on Fox Sports 1. Jay and Dan cover all the news on Fox Sports Live. To find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com. So they will join the guys on the postgame show to take you through the highlights.
You know, as personal, when we met them at Seminar, you know, they were one of the guys like, oh, these guys are fantastic. I'm going to have to check them out during the course of the year. And it comes across when they're on television as well.
I love the way they do highlights, man. They're great.
You know they're popular when the Prime Minister of Canada tweeted about them when they took the job at Fox. He was very upset, Prime Minister Harper.
Well, he can tune in to Fox Sports 1 and watch.
Sure. First down out to the 39-yard line. Jared Cook.
Still not seeing that pace pickup, Darryl. I mean, you talked about it. You figured they're on offense. They're down big. You would think that they'd be at the line of scrimmage running that no huddle, but that's not what we're seeing.
They need to find 3 possessions in the last 14 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
Off the fake to Cunningham. Bradford dumps it off short. Bruce Carter on the coverage of Benny Cunningham.
Well, Dallas has done a nice job. One of the things we talked about for the Rams at the top was for them finding their balance was the deep ball. And Dallas has struggled a little bit with that during the first 2 weeks of the season. They haven't had any success extending the field vertically against Dallas's secondary.
Second down to 10. And Bradford's pass is dropped by Quick.
Good pass by Sam Bradford. I mean, nice, delivers it nice, gets it out, right into Quick's hands. But things are going bad, Darryl. Nothing seems to work, right?
Eyes off the ball right at the point of the catch.
Rams 0 for 9 on 3rd down. They must get to the 49-yard line. Quick throw. This is Cook. And Carter brings him down. 4 yards shy of a first as we head to Los Angeles and Joel Klatt. Joel?
All right, Kenny, tough going for St. Louis. Tough going for Cincinnati at home after being up 14-0. Aaron Rodgers in the pack all the way back. James Jones, 7-yard TD catch. 30 straight points for the Packers. It's 30-14 in the third quarter, Kenny.
Wow. Bengals jumped out on top quickly. Rams here in Arlington going for it once again on 4th down. It is 4th and 4. Rams scored a touchdown on 4th down on their last drive. And now Bradford airing it out for Gibbons. Incomplete. Cowboys will take over on downs. Frustrating afternoon for Sam Bradford and the Rams.
This game on Fox is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. And by United Airlines, the world's most flyer-friendly airline. United, fly the friendly skies.
Book Depository Building, Dealey Plaza on the left. Downtown Dallas, here at Arlington. Cowboys lead 24-7. And take over at the Rams 45-yard line. Harris in motion. Murray in the backfield. And Murray is hit for a loss by T.J. McDonald, third-round pick out of USC, his defensive coordinator in college, of course, Monty Kiffin, now with the Cowboys. And Monty had great things to say about T.J., son of the longtime NFLer Tim McDonald, who was T.J.'s high school coach.
When you get elected captain of your team as a junior in college, that says a lot about who you are, not only as a football player, but as a person, as a leader.
Back play for the Cardinals and 49ers, second down and 12. Off the fake to Murray. Romo to Witten for a first down. Inside the Rams' 25-yard line. A 13-yard connection.
Well, I mean, to be able to come in with 3 tight ends, and you think about the game, and, you know, I know they're going to pound the football on us, and you can go play action. And there's Tyron Smith in the background. You saw him one-on-one with Robert Quinn off the edge. That's a huge plus. Now you can turn your line, give your quarterback the protection to allow that route to develop.
Right, I'm on. Yellow. Yellow.
From the 24, Romo fakes the inside handoff to Murray. Now throws, end zone, Harris, touchdown!
Last weekend we had Jason Snelling step in and play a role for the Atlanta Falcons when a couple of guys got hurt. Dwayne Harris is one of those guys who's on a roster and you don't think much about him. There's so much star power on this team, coming out of the slot on just a vertical route, gets on top of T.J. McDonald, and what a fit by Tony Romo.
Threading the needle right there.
Third touchdown pass of the game for Romo. Harris, who was injured earlier, missed a good portion of the second quarter, but he went in for x-rays on his hip, returns, and reaches the end zone for the first time this season. Bailey the extra point, so the Cowboys strike quickly after the Rams turned it over on downs. Romo to Harris, 31-7 Dallas. Third touchdown pass of the afternoon for Tony Romo, chatting with backup Kyle Orton. There is Wayne Harris, second career touchdown, a 3-play, 45-yard drive. Congratulatory hug from Des Bryant, who scored the first touchdown today. Rams will start at the 20 as Bailey hits the crossbar with the kickoff. Well, Jimmy Johnson on the pregame show talking about the Cowboys still looking for the cure. I think they found it today.
Yeah, I think they did too. And we've talked about balance all day. And it's not really a statistic as much as it is your ability as a team to find that matchup and exploit and transition out when the defense adjusts. Now, Jason Garrett told us last week in Kansas City they were throwing the ball down the field. Des Bryant has a big day. When Kansas City shifted, they didn't take advantage in the run game last week. He said, that's on me. This week, you come out, let's see how they're going to play us on the outside. In the secondary, we'll adjust our play calling to that. They've had tremendous success running the football, and now you shift. And 3 plays down the field, 2 big passes, 1 to Witten, and then 1 to Harris for the touchdown.
Cowboys with things well under control as Bradford hits Peed out of the backfield. And he's tackled by Barry Churchgoose.
You know what, Darryl, everybody talks about balance. I think if you look at how the offense and the defense today played together and off each other, very complimentary. These guys on defense have really impressed me today. The guys up front getting the pressure, everybody on the team running to the ball. You know, Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli, all they talked about was effort, hustle. This is exactly what I saw today in this defense of the Cowboys.
There's Tavon Austin on 2nd and 8. And Sean Lee told us, Darryl, we work on effort and trying to force turnovers every single day. We have strip attempts in practice. And that is the emphasis from Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli, who had such great success together in Tampa, as the catch is made out of the 48-yard line by Austin Pettis.
I really think they took it to the next level. They don't only talk about it, they set it as a standard, and they grade you on film, not only game film, but practice film. And if you're loaf, they have criteria that designate a loaf. And let me tell you what, you're not going to make it through a game with Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli grading you, regardless of how hard you play, without getting at least one loaf. It's a very, very high standard they have set for this team.
Here's Pete stumbling down at the Cowboys 46. And how about at the Cowboys practice facility? You walk into a room, there's a football attached to a spring on the wall, and the defensive players have to go through that stripping motion and kind of knock the football back and forth.
As soon as they walk into the room, they're thinking about punching the ball out.
It's called habit, Kenny. If you do it every day, it just becomes habit on the field.
Second down and 3. Bradford over the middle to Austin for another first down.
I got it. DeMarcus Ware, I mean, you know, we talk about his pass rush, but how about his power? Watch him on this play right here. He just goes, and I mean, he's going against a stud there in Long. I mean, just goes, gives him a right shiver, and knocks him right on his butt. That's called the cake.
Here's Pete, a combined 11 Pro Bowls, goes 7 for DeMarcus Ware and 4 for Jake Long in Miami.
And, you know, going back to last season, he was hurt all year. That was one of the things that was really exciting, you know, for Cowboy fans coming into this year with the defensive change. Was the most important thing. We're going to have a healthy DeMarcus Ware. We never really had him healthy all season last year.
Bradford on second down. Steps up and throws off the chest of Gibbons.
Again, some of those growing pains you're going to have when you've got a young skill set on the outside. We saw Bryant Quick with a drop. Now it's Chris Gibbons. You've got to be able to make these plays and extend drives and make first downs.
It's amazing watching DeMarcus Ware going and work the whole line of scrimmage. He got stopped there on the line of scrimmage. What's he do? He comes back up underneath and still gets pressure in Sam's face.
2 sacks today for Ware. Pressure throughout the game. 3rd down and 10. Bradford looking for Gibbons. And there is a flag. Claiborne on the coverage.
Now, this is an easy one. It's the arm bar. There's a number of different ways, you know, to get pass interference. You look at the bottom of the screen. He's fine right there. It's that.
Pass interference.
Just that little
number 24
arm bar.
defense. Automatic. First down.
He had a big pass interference on the drive late last week against Kansas City, and he said, I'm not going to back down. I'm going to play the same way all the time. And Jason Garrett kind of came back and said, you know what, but you got to play smart. You have to know the situation in the game. So I think they're going to have an opportunity to have another discussion this week.
A teaching moment.
Exactly. But teaching from a winning perspective.
From the 21 on first down. Bradford over the top, and Austin unable to make the catch.
He has played so well today, and we've talked about his courage in the pocket, and he needs a little bit of help. And yeah, they're a young skill group. They're going to grow together with Sam, but the time is now. I mean, you've got to start making some catches and helping your quarterback. I mean, he's standing in there. He's been roughed up all afternoon, and he's putting the ball right at the point that he needs to for these guys to catch it.
Second and 10. Here comes Kyle Wilbur. Sack number 6 for the Cowboys. It's Wilbur, who was injured earlier on special teams, and he comes up with his first career sack.
And I want to see what happened on this play, because Jake Long right now is looking at Isaiah Peed. Isaiah Peed goes up inside. I think Jake Long thought he was going to have a back releasing wide on him to help him with a little bit of a chip, but Isaiah Peed went up inside and helped Chris Williams.
3rd down and 20. Bradford with time, and the pass sails away from Gibbons. So Sam Bradford, who has been sacked 6 times, he suffered a number of drops from his receivers. He's been hit 16 times.
That's the big thing. We all focus on the sacks, which is a crazy number today. This is a team that hadn't allowed to sack this season, and going back to their last 2 last year. And really, when you looked at this game coming up, I thought St. Louis, as an offensive line, would win the battle down in the trenches. I thought that the Dallas offensive line wouldn't be able to run against that front. It's been a complete flip today.
Rams go for it on 4th down for the 5th time today. Another drop. This time it is Cook. Cowboys take over, leading by 24.
Today's game is sponsored by Toyota Care.
What a weekend it has been for us, Darryl, here in the Dallas area. Thanks for all your hospitality.
I had to give you the full Texas experience. You know, some fantastic Texas barbecue, a little bit of roping. How about you and Goose? First time, first throws.
Now Goose thinks it's Rich Gannon in the AFC Championship game.
Let me tell you something, man. We had a lot of fun. Nobody can say our crew doesn't have a good time. Kenny and Darryl, we edited it the right way, so it looked like you guys did make the lasso there on the first time. But Kenny, you did. But Moose had a couple tries. We won't say nothing. No, don't tell nobody.
You know what, Kenny, or Goose? One of the other things I'm going to do next, if we get to come back here, I'm going to buy you some Western shirts.
Come on, man. You don't like this shirt? Get a close-up on this thing. Come on.
Very suspect.
This is
very suspect.
This is unbelievable.
I love you stepping out there and pushing the fashion envelope.
Got to start.
Might have to ease you back a little bit next week.
Hey, for big guys, man, we don't get many opportunities.
There's Romo handing off to Philip Tanner. Darryl, you've lived in the Dallas area for how long now?
This is my longest stay. Got here in '89, so I'm 20. What is that? 24 years. More than where I grew up. It's become home. It's a great area.
Yet it still took you a couple more tries than Goose and I.
Oh, if you know, that was
Rub it in, Kenny.
The power of editing right there. Now, last night in the meeting, they threw up 75th attempt. I don't think it was that many, but it was probably, what do you think, about 14, 15? If you look closely, you'll see how sweaty I am.
At least.
I'll tell you what, Darryl does know the food, though, Kenny.
Yes, he does.
Ooh, that smoker
yes,
was loaded up with sausage and brisket, all kinds of ribs, Fred Flintstone ribs, giant ones, unbelievable.
The Brontosaurus still roams in Texas.
2nd and 6, here's Tanner. And a great job by our entire crew here today who enjoyed the festivities at your house, Darryl, on Friday night. Our producer, Barry Landis, director, Brian Lilly, associate director, Eric Mandia, broadcast associate, Paul Marlborough, technical producer, Sid Drexler, technical director, Chris Castro, pregame show produced by Bill Richards, directed by Stephanie Medina. There's DeMarco Murray with the baseball cap on. 253 on the ground against the Rams 2 seasons ago. Goes for 175 today, second highest total of his career.
And this is a much better defense than the one he faced the last time when he played the Rams, but still had a heck of an afternoon. A credit to that offensive line up front.
3rd down and 5. The toss for Lance Dunbar. And Dunbar picks up a Cowboys first down. Finally tackled by Alec Ogletree after a gain of 8.
Nice job by Doug Free getting out. You pull the tackle around the outside. He's going to be your leader downfield. It's tough for those big guys in space when linebackers and defensive backs are coming up. A lot of times they put a move on you, make you look silly out in the open space, but Doug did a good job getting his hat on a hat.
Jason Witten, too, man. That tight end, boy, he can latch on. That guy can block now.
And they've been good at the point of attack on the edges. Jason Witten being, exactly one of the more complete tight ends in the NFL right now, catching and blocking.
And one of the all-time greats at the tight end position, has a team-high 5 receptions today. Philip Tanner forced back, and we take a look around the NFC East. And how about the Carolina Panthers, who now lead the New York Giants 38-0 in the 4th quarter.
Unbelievable. That's a shocker.
And what do the Giants have to do next week? Head to Kansas City to face the unbeaten Chiefs.
And an Andy Reid who knows that team extremely, extremely well.
Yes, he does.
And from Philadelphia.
Redskins trailing 2017. Lions with the lead early 4th quarter. On 2nd down, this is Dunbar. Broke away from Laurinaitis, and then it's McLeod who comes in to make the tackle.
I liked him last week against Atlanta. He's a young player in the secondary. And let's get the clinic reel out and show you how to make a tackle from the safety position. Square him up, good targeting with the helmet, leverage, drive through. Well done, Rodney.
Under 5 minutes remaining. Rams have to do it again Thursday night, as we mentioned, hosting their division rivals, the 49ers. Rams did not lose to San Francisco last season. Tie and a win. Dunbar spins out to the 43. Time for a game break with Kurt.
Christian Ponder is at the throw for a touchdown, but we'll talk about that in a second. Here's Drew Brees scrambling. First rushing touchdown of the year for the New Orleans Saints. They lead at 24-7 over Arizona. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Whet the appetite with the Christian Ponder highlight. Now I'm anxious, Kurt. I'm anxious to see what he did.
Kurt's a busy man keeping track of all the action. Vikings and Browns tied at 24 early in the fourth. Marco Murray leading the way for the Cowboys. Most of the talk in Dallas this week, reestablishing the run game, and no question the Cowboys have certainly accomplished that goal today against the Rams.
And they needed to, you know, to have a successful season. You've got to be able to take advantage of the matchups from week to week. And this is really going to put defenses in a dilemma right now, because I think you could look at Dallas and go, well, they ran it okay against the Giants, but not very well against Kansas City at all. So how do we balance, taking away the threats on the outside? You don't really have to worry about that run game. Well, I think everybody on the schedule has to rethink that after watching how they executed today.
Jones punting from his 34-yard line. There's a flag. What a kick, taken at the 2 by Austin. And Tavon Austin up the sidelines. Finally dragged out of bounds by Kyle Wilbur. There are 2 flags, a 52-yard punt, 31 on the return.
This is one of the areas that Jeff Fisher's got to get cleaned up for his team. If these are on St. Louis, and I would expect them to be, his special teams, we saw it last week against Atlanta. They had him backed up the entire game because of all the penalties on special teams. They've had 1 punt return for a touchdown called back today because of penalties.
There's no foul for holding during the return. There is a blindside block, number 32 of the return team. That would be half the distance to the goal. First down.
That is on Brandon McGee, 3rd special teams penalty, and that's John Fossil, Rams special teams coach, not happy with the call. Mr. Marco Murray thanking his offensive lineman following his big day.
Very smart, very smart.
Friends of yours, Goose?
They want to swap shirts with Tony after the game.
I'll let you.
Just over 4 minutes remaining. There in Arlington. And the Rams start from their 6-yard line. It's taken out to the 12 by Cunningham.
That's going to be a tough, quick turnaround for the St. Louis Rams for that Thursday night game, Kenny, you were talking about with San Francisco.
Well, they won their opener and come from behind fashion. They trailed Arizona by 11. In the fourth quarter as Jared Cook makes the catch. And then last week trailed 24-3 in Atlanta before the comeback, which fell short. And a rout here today. Trailed 24-0 at one point. It's now 31-7. Bradford has been sacked 6 times. Dumps it off to Cunningham. And up next for the Cowboys, they will head west to San Diego to meet the Chargers next Sunday. Before returning home, face the Denver Broncos. Here's Cook out to the 26-yard line. 3 minutes remaining. Orlando Scandrick, who had the first of 6 Dallas sacks of Sam Bradford today.
And that was one of the things that we saw early in the game, not just one-on-one matchups where Dallas was getting to the quarterback, but also some breakdowns in protection. Orlando Scandrick came free twice early in this game, and that creates so much doubt in what you're doing.
From the 26. Bradford over the middle. The tight end, Lance Kendricks.
I think it's one of those elements that, you know, you really don't talk about enough with the Monty Kiffin and a Rod Marinelli style defense. How many times do we see guys come free in Chicago with Rod Marinelli there? And it's so disheartening when you work all week long on your protections and all of a sudden guys are coming free of your quarterback early in the game.
18-yard pickup out to midfield as we hit the 2-minute warning. All smiles for Romo. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes. Cowboys in a rout. 31-7 Cowboys coming up after the game. It's the State Farm post-game show. Another wild afternoon. Week 3 in the National Football League. Cowboys will go to 2-1. And they will have first place to themselves in the NFC East. From midfield on first down, Bradford under pressure. And he throws it away. Pressure from Edgar Jones. Time for another game break. Take it away, Kurt.
Well, Kenny, the only other NFC East team in the shape to win today is the Washington Redskins. They're in a close one with Detroit. RG3 hooked up with Aldrick Robinson for what they thought was a 57-yard touchdown. Review overturned it, so it's still a 20-17 Detroit lead in the fourth quarter. As soon as your game is done, time permitting, we will take your audience to that game. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, thanks very much, Kurt. Second down and 10 for the Rams from midfield. Bradford steps up, and then he completes to Isaiah Peed, who is out of bounds with 1:48 on the clock. Now our game summary. Bradford sacked 6 times, 1 shy of his career high. Rams only 8 yards of offense and 1 first down in the first half, and a huge day for DeMarco Murray.
And really inside that game summary is the reasons why. You know, the line of scrimmage was dominated by Dallas. I mean, this is an offensive line for St. Louis. Hadn't given up in a sack yet this season. They give up 6 this afternoon.
Bradford on 3rd and 6. There is a flag. That pass intended for Gibbons.
And if DeMarco Murray is running for 175, Dallas's offensive line is obviously controlling the line of scrimmage.
Holding, number 32 defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's on Skandrick. So it has been the DeMarco and DeMarcus show here in Arlington today. DeMarco Murray running for 175. DeMarcus Ware 2 sacks to set a new Cowboys franchise record. Max Starks, a longtime Steeler, now in at left tackle for Jake Long for the Rams. Starks signed with St. Louis this week. On the screen, it's Peed. And Peed is tackled at the 39-yard line by Justin Durant.
Justin Durant is out in space. He's got a blocker coming for him on the screen and is able to shed that block and make the tackle. This is a play that should have gone for a lot more yards. I mean, Justin Durant was really the only Cowboy defender out there.
Second down and 8. Bradford to the outside. It's Kendricks.
J-Long, good thing he's up and he's walking, but again, it could be just the concept of, hey, we've got San Francisco Thursday night. He's a little bit nicked. Let's get Max Starks in there and get him some reps and give Jake a rest.
Bradford going deep for Gibbons in the end zone, and Claiborne able to break it up.
He had a better perspective than me, Goose, because I'm watching it from up here, and I'm thinking that he's a little bit short. That's going over his head.
Nah, he played that pretty well. I mean, he had a good judgment, timing, jump and get that ball out. Not bad. I thought it was going to be a touchdown, too.
So what's he doing?
I don't know.
Oh. He knew. As long as he knew.
3 yards, he had to make him really quick, didn't he?
Right at the end.
Yet another 4th down for the Rams. Their 6th 4th down play of the game. Kendricks. Skandrick with the tackle, and Kendricks picks up the first. Under a minute to play. There's Des Bryant, scored the game's first touchdown. 4 receptions for Des today. Romo with touchdown passes to Bryant, Escobar, and Harris, spreading the ball around to 7 different receivers. Bradford underneath as the Cowboys continue with that effort that we've been talking about all game long on defense. Coming up next after the game, it's the State Farm post-game show.
You know what, I think, Ken, that's where you see where it's set as a standard by Monty Kiffin. When the second-tier players coming in, there's not a difference in the effort that they're showing on the field. That's where you realize that the standard has been set here in a very short amount of time of what the expectations are from the defensive coaches. I mean, there were 6 guys coming after that, after Kendricks on that last play.
73 years of age, second oldest assistant coach in the NFL. Only Dick LeBeau is older than Monty Kiffin, still going strong. First
and you'd never know.
Dallas.
Talking to either one of those gentlemen, nope. Dick LeBeau or Monty Kiffin, you'd never know that they were in their 70s.
6 seconds remaining. Cunningham on the final play of the game, so the Cowboys go to 2-1. Rams drop to 1-2. We will return to Arlington to wrap up today's Cowboys win after these messages.